The first purpose of a jab is to keep your opponent away. You're always going to shoot that front hand out. Since it's closest to the opponent, it'll get there first. So it kind of keeps them at bay. Second reason for a jab is to be able to follow up with other techniques. So it's always going to be a jab leading to a cross, jab leading to a front kick. Whatever you need to do, it also can act as a way to blind them temporarily, block their vision for you to come in with other attacks. So your jab may be really simple and really basic, but it's extremely important to get this down. Now, in order to throw a jab, you need to keep that elbow down. Imagine there's a wall right next to you. Keep that elbow down. Imagine driving with your elbow first, and we're going to rotate that fist side to side right on impact. We're going to aim for the nose and upper lip. By the time I end my technique, my fist is going to be side to side horizontal. I'm going to be aiming with that number 1 and number 2 knuckles here. Again, tight fist when we make impact with a target. So this right here is my jab. Now, as you practice this on a bag, there are different levels you can have for a jab. If you want to have it in combination, it just needs to stay fast. Then keep it nice and loose. Notice I'm squeezing on impact and I'm going back to relax. If you want to add power, you can rotate that front foot and pivot into the jab. So a pivot is any time we use our feet and engage our hips. We're going to twist our hips here. Notice how it brings my shoulder and my hip forward. It's going to add power to my attack. Not only is it going to add power, but it's also going to add range. So that's the second kind of jab you can work on. The third kind of jab you can work on is a step jab. Very simple. As my front foot moves forward, that jab hand comes out. And again, we're going to put all these things together into some drills and combinations later on. Let's go into our cross. The cross, of course, is the second most important punch. This is your power punch. And so going back to the cross, it looks just like the jab. By the time we finish our cross, it's going to look just like the jab, but the major difference is power. So how are we going to add that power? Again, it goes back to that pivot. So if you look at my back foot, right now, my toes are pointed forward, but once I throw that back foot, I'm going to be engaging my hip. Imagine I'm slamming my foot down on the ground, and that's what it's like. Notice how my body lunges forward. But the biggest thing, the best thing to do would be to drop that knee. However you want to see it, as long as it's throwing that body forward, that's what's going to add that power. And you always want to reset back into your stance. So when I throw the jab, there's the ending technique. When I throw the cross, there's the ending technique. Jab, cross. Going right back to my stance. Jab, cross. Now, there are different levels to a cross, as we discussed before. If we're doing the stepping techniques, it would be a step with the jab and step with the cross. Notice front hand, front foot move together. Back hand, back foot move together. That's a good way to add power and to get close with your opponent. Since the targets are the same, you should make sure you're hitting the same spot each time. Another way to add power with the cross is to drop that knee. With the help of gravity, it helps you add more weight behind that punch. And it's also always useful to stay low. Gives you a little bit of an advantage here, coming off the center line. So you can come straight down to the cross, or you can come off the center to the cross.